Cancel culture in K-pop is toxic. Cancel culture in K-pop is fucked up. Cancel culture in K-pop is scary. Cancel culture in K-pop is too much. Cancel culture in K-pop needs to stop. Are things that we K-pop fans say all the time. It's like we as a community have all just unconsciously agreed upon the fact that cancel culture in K-pop is the worst. But is that true? Is cancel culture in K-pop really that bad? Well, in my opinion, no. In fact, I think there's even an argument to be made that cancel culture doesn't even exist in K-pop. I know. What? But to really understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, first we have to understand what cancel culture actually means. Here's how it goes. A famous person says or does something offensive. A public backlash through social media, mainly Twitter, ensues. Then give it a few hours, more and more people get caught up in the situation. After that, it's pretty much over. People will start to demand for the person to be cancelled, meaning they want the person's career to end, whether through boycotts of their work or simply making them get kicked out from the industry that they were in. Cancel culture means a desire that exists within an individual to cancel, to hate, to bully. And this desire turns into a need, a habit, a culture when a community is filled with a bunch of individuals with the same desire to cancel. But now, let's look at K-pop. The question we're trying to answer in today's video is, does cancel culture exist in K-pop? The first thing you have to understand about cancel culture in K-pop is the fact that it is very prominent when an idol does or says something that offends the people in Korea. But when an idol does or says something that offends the people outside of Korea, it is still prominent, but it's nowhere near as prominent as when an idol does or says something that offends the people in Korea. An example of this is Chaeyoung from Twice. Recently, she did something that offended the people outside of Korea, but all she needed to do was release an apology letter, and it was like nothing ever happened. It's only been less than a week since the whole controversy happened, but guess what? Things are already back to normal again. She's still making millions, she still has millions of fans, she still has her brand deals, and she's still a member of Twice. In other words, she got away with it pretty easily. And this is pretty much the case with idols who did or said something that offended the people outside of Korea. Most of the time, it doesn't affect them in any type of way, any type of form. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of hate, a little bit of bullying, maybe some death threats here and there, which I obviously do not condone, but it ain't gonna last long. Give it a month maximum, people will forget. And the funny thing is, these idols are probably going to do the same shit again. And if they do, trust me, they will get away with it again. So, if you see people say Chaeyoung got cancelled, no, she didn't. In fact, no idols in history have been cancelled for saying or doing something that offended the people outside of Korea. All of them still have their job, still have their little brand deal, still have a lot of fans, and are still making a lot of money. If that's them being cancelled, then shit, cancel me. You know what I'm saying? Cancel me. But now let's move on to idols who said or did something that offended the people in Korea. What's up with them? Well, it's basically the same thing, but worse. The backlash they experience is much more intense. The hate, the bullying is way worse. And in most cases, it will affect their career in some type of way. But then, eventually, the same shit is going to happen. You're gonna get away with it. It's going to be more difficult, yes. It's gonna take a longer time, yes. But at the end of the day, they're gonna get away with it.
Oh, but what about idols who got kicked out of their group or their company because of cancellation? Seungri, Hyuna, Dawn, J Park, Jimin, Soojin, Garam, etc.
Well, first of all, idols getting kicked out because of cancellation is a rare case. And second of all, if you take a look at these idols one by one, you will realize that it's not that bad. Seungri got cancelled and was kicked out of his group Big Bang because he did some criminal shit. So you can say it's deserved. But even then, until this day, he still has some fans. Hyuna and Dawn, both of them got kicked from their company because people found out that they were in a relationship. But look at them now, both of them are still in the industry. Hyuna is thriving as a soloist and Dawn is doing his thing. Jay Park got cancelled and was kicked out of his group 2PM because he made some negative comments about Korea. But again, look at him now, he's currently one of the top soloists in the industry. Jimin got cancelled and was kicked out of her group AOA because of misinformation that she was a bully. But just last year, she made a comeback on the show's second road. Sujin got cancelled and was kicked out of her group Idol because of misinformation that she was a middle school bully. And although to this day she is still not back in the K-pop industry, the truth is if she wants to come back to the industry, she can. Till this day, she still has a lot of fans that are waiting for her to come back. If she wants to make a comeback in the industry, she can. If she wants to be a public figure, give it 1 or 2 days, she'll get 1 million on IG, 1 million on YouTube, 1 million on TikTok. Easy. Garam, just like Sujin, she was cancelled and was kicked out of her group LE SSERAFIM because of misinformation that she was a middle school bully. But even though she was only an idol for 2 weeks, she already has a fan base that is willing to support her no matter what. If she wants to come back to the industry right now, I'm pretty sure she can. The point is, even with idols who experience the worst of cancel culture, most of them are allowed a second chance. And this brings me to the next segment, which is the fact that most idols are uncancelable. You know what's the key to being uncancelable? The key is to have a loyal fan base. And the truth is, K-pop idols have the most loyal fan bases in the world. From the most famous idols to the not so famous idols, they all have their loyal fans that are willing to support and stick by their side no matter what. They will give their idols all their money if they can. They will stream their idols' music even though it's shit. They will watch their idols' music video over and over again just to get the views up. They will defend their idol at all costs. They will put money into celebrating every aspect of their idol's life. Their birthday, their dog's birthday. I'm not even kidding, but most importantly, they will forgive their idol for anything. It's to a point where these idols can do criminal offensive level things and their fans will be there to forgive, which is scary. And what makes it even scarier is these idols don't even have to do anything special to gain these type of fans. Nowadays we have trainees, basically fetuses in biological terms, that have fan accounts with over 1,000 followers. I mean, again, look at Garam. As I said, Garam was only an idol for 2 weeks, but she already has a fan base that is willing to pay for billboards just to celebrate her birthday. Like, I don't think people realize that K-pop idols have power. Some idols have power. And yeah, the truth is most idols are uncancelable, because even if they do or say the worst thing imaginable, yes, the general public might lose hope in them, and yes, the worst scenario might even happen to them. They might get kicked out of their group, but guess what? At the end of the day, after all that, their loyal fans will be there, allowing them to stand, giving them a second chance. Another thing is that in most cases, K-pop fans tend to over-exaggerate the cancel culture their idols face. You know, they make up scenarios in their head, deluding themselves into thinking that, oh, my idol is so hated, oh, my idol is so cancelled, oh, stop the hate, oh. When in reality, nobody's hating nobody and nobody's canceling nobody. For every hate tweet their idol gets, there are 100 more tweets defending them, showing love, showing support. For every fan their idol loses, there are 100 more fans willing to forgive. And also, I think some K-pop fans need to learn the difference between criticism and hate, and also between an attempt of cancellation and expected, deserved backlash. Cancel culture does exist in K-pop, and the canceling of Kim Garam is living proof of that. The fact that it was so easy to cancel a 16-year-old in Garam based on pure misinformation tells you everything you need to know about the desire that K-pop fans have to cancel. The fact that people were so comfortable bullying and sending death threats to a 16-year-old tells you everything you need to know about the actual culture of canceling in the K-pop community. And yes, Garam might have a loyal fan base. Yes, if she wants to come back to the industry, she probably can. If she wants to start an Instagram or YouTube channel, she'll get 1 million followers. Yes, all those things are true, but they don't matter. What matters is the fact that this desire to cancel clearly exists in the K-pop community, and this desire to cancel brings fear to companies, to idols, to trainees, and the impact, the result of this fear goes deeper than you think it does. K-pop idols are now more careful than ever with their words and their actions because they're scared. Idols now are like robots, and even if or when they don't act like robots, most of them act the same way, with the same type of comedy, same type of chaotic, same type of personalities. It's not fun. Think about the trainees. How many trainees out there right now are either scared to debut or can't debut because maybe they don't have the cleanest record out there. Maybe they smoked, drank, or had a fight in their high school years, which all those things are pretty normal in my opinion, but because of the Garam case, they're scared to debut or they can't debut because companies now only want to debut idols with a perfect record. You know, part of the reason why we're seeing so many minors debuting right now is because companies don't want them to experience life. Companies don't want them to go through high school, because if they do let their trainees go through high school, go through life, there's going to be a very high chance those trainees will not end up with a perfect, clean record. So why should companies take the risk of letting their trainees live life when they can debut them at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11 years old? Yeah, they're probably not mentally or physically ready yet to debut, but they're perfect. They're still innocent. And as a result, these companies can monitor their lives from a very young age and help them maintain their clean record, which is what the people want, right? So I'm making this video because I had a debate with my sister about, does cancel culture exist in K-pop? My sister believes it doesn't, I believe it does, and we couldn't really come up with a conclusion, which is why I'm making this video. And I think the best conclusion for this topic is this: K-pop is an industry that thrives on perfection, and cancel culture in K-pop cancels idols who are unable to live up to the perfect image. It cancels idols who are human, who are flawed. And the reason why cancel culture in K-pop might not be as apparent as it is in other industries is because, one, as I said, most idols are uncancelable, and two, K-pop idols play it safe. Being perfect is their job. Having a perfect background, a perfect record, and a perfect image is their thing. Seeing an idol being human, being flawed, or simply having their own opinions is not a thing. However, once that human side of an idol is exposed, there is going to be a very high chance that they will get cancelled. Being cancelled here doesn't always mean them getting kicked out. It can also mean them losing brand deals, losing a lot of fans, getting death threats, or simply them losing their smile. The main problem with cancel culture in K-pop is that it brings fear, and the impact of this fear is what concerns me, because it does change and will continue to change in a bad way how the whole K-pop industry works.